What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Sorry I've been MIA for a couple of weeks. The main reason I'm sitting down to film this clip is because I wanted to talk with you guys a little bit about why I've been MIA. I was talking with a friend of mine the other day and he was asking me, when's your next vlog going up? And you know, I've been looking out for it, and I said, you know, I've just been going through some struggles with my dieting, and I'm just kind of not in the right place. It's a fitness vlog, so I don't want to be phony and pretend like I have everything going on. And he said, you know what, Jackie? He said, that's the realness of it. And he said, that's exactly why you should film. I think, I don't know, it was probably a month ago now, in one of my vlogs, I posted my weight, and I said, I'm gonna just weigh myself once a week, and I'm gonna show you guys where I'm at. So I just wanted to talk with you guys about what I've been going through, the struggles that I've been going through with my diet these last few weeks, and let you guys in on where I was mentally with it, what I've decided to do to try to bring myself out of it. And some people may agree with my methods, some won't. I actually I'm going against everything that I've always known and I've always been taught, and I've always taught other people as far as my diet, but it's the only thing that has been getting me results. So let me take you back to the beginning. So you saw that weigh-in, I think it was 137, which is the highest I've ever been. I am in my off season. I haven't been on stage in, I don't even know, a year and a half. And I was perfectly happy at 137. Like, building muscle, going to the gym, being healthy. I was okay with that. I was okay with 137. And then over the course of the next 2 weeks after I filmed that video, my weight just started slowly climbing and climbing and climbing until I got to about 142. Now, 142 for a lot of people is not very much. I am just under 5'5", and when I started my fitness journey 3 years ago, I weighed 117 pounds. So you can imagine that as much as I know in my smart brain, not my like panicky brain, but my smart brain, I know that as you gain muscle, you're gonna gain weight. I get it. I totally get it. However, I always tell people, I've always been told that it's not about what the scale says, it's about how you feel. It's about how you fit in your clothes. And after being a competitor for 3 years, I know my body. I know when I'm holding water. I know when it's fat. I know when it's not, you know, muscle. And a lot of people, first thing they want to say is, well, you're lifting, it's probably muscle. Well, I can tell you right now that I didn't gain 3, 4, 5 pounds of muscle in 2 weeks. That's physically impossible as a woman. So I really started to get down on myself. And I couldn't figure out why I'm doing all the right things, why I'm eating healthy, why I'm going to the gym 5 days a week, why isn't this whole program that should be yielding results, why isn't it yielding results for me? I don't know if I've talked before on a vlog. I know I've mentioned it on other social media avenues that I have went and had my hormones tested. I'm 37 years old, which is a little young to be having issues with premenopausal blah 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 stuff, but I went and got them tested because I could just tell that something was off. The hormone replacement woman that I went to says that she likes her females to test in between 100 and 200 for their testosterone. I was at a 15. Probably 8 months ago? No, 6 or 8 months ago, I went and had a testosterone pellet inserted. It's a tiny little grain of rice that they just insert below the skin, and it slowly releases testosterone over time to bring you to a normal level, not to like skyrocket you into excessive testosterone levels. So now all of a sudden you're like a beast in the gym and you're gaining all this muscle, and that's not how it works. It's to bring you to a safe, normal level for a woman. However, it didn't work for me. I think because my body, and so does the replacement therapy lady, she thinks that because my body was so depleted and so low in testosterone, that when a normal person would reach a peak from that testosterone pellet at around 6 weeks, she thinks that I peaked the very first week because I was feeling great after the very first week. I had energy, I was feeling stronger at the gym, I wasn't so tired, I had mental clarity, which were things that I was struggling with before. So she thinks that I peaked, like my body absorbed all that testosterone really fast because I needed it so fast, and then I made like a fast decline. She wanted me to go in for further testing because the only way that a replacement therapist can tell if they've dosed you correctly is by doing additional blood tests at that 6-week mark to then see where your testosterone or whatever hormone replacement you're doing level is then appropriate, or if it's too high or if it's too low, and then they know how to dose you the next time. However, hormone replacement for women is not approved by the FDA in the United States yet, so it's not covered by insurance, and it's pricey. And I wasn't in the position at the time to continue to experiment when there was a possibility that it really just wasn't going to make a difference for me. So I had to decline further treatment. I'm not saying that that was the reason why I'm now experiencing this trouble getting this weight off. However, that's just part of the backstory. So I know, the reason I'm telling you that is because now I know that I have hormone imbalances. I was in a caloric deficit and was dieting for show prep for the better of 2.5 years. Whenever you're in that high of a caloric deficit, you're going to experience hormonal fluctuations, and they're going to downgrade. They're going to downregulate is what it's called. So I think because I was in a caloric deficit for so long and I was prepping for so long, that's why my testosterone ended up the way it was, because I didn't have those issues before. A combination of a lot of things. Being in a caloric deficit for so long, now my hormones are out of balance. I did so much cardio for 2.5 years while I was in prep that now that's what my body requires for me to stay lean. There's a lot of, I'm getting older. There's a lot of contributing factors to why I'm now struggling so bad to just even lose a pound. Back to my original struggle. So was up to 142. My maintenance calories are about 1760-ish, okay? So now we all know that in order to lose weight, you have to burn more calories than you take. You have to be you have to be in a caloric deficit. So I knocked them down to about 1565. I knocked them down to about 200 calories a day, and then calculated my macros appropriately from that. Still wasn't losing weight. Completely stuck. So frustrated. So then I incorporated more cardio, which, you know, everyone loves to do cardio. I'm still stuck, not losing a pound. I'm like, So then I manipulate my macros and I decrease my carbs. I go a little keto. I do respond well to fat. So I'm like, well, maybe doing a little bit of keto. That didn't work. Tried carb cycling. That didn't work. Nothing was working. Had gotten advice from several different coaches. And this is where, when I said earlier that I'm going against everything I've always been taught, everything I've always taught other people, everything that my smart brain tells me that I should and shouldn't be doing, I started incorporating more cardio. So a lot of people are like, well, if you're eating the right amount of food, you should be able to. If you're lifting heavy, the more food you eat, the better your body responds, right? And that is not happening for me right now. Like, it is just not. And I know my body and I know what I should be able to do, but my body is not responding to what I should be able to do as of right now. So, and everyone's going to be so mad at me for saying this, but I have put myself into even a more caloric deficit. So I'm only eating about 1,200 calories a day right now. Don't shoot me. I know it's horrible. And I'm doing 30 to 40 minutes of cardio 5 days a week. And it's fasted. And I'm not eating any carbs other than vegetables after my post-workout meal. So I've lost 6 pounds in the last week doing that. And I'm not saying that that's what you should go out and do. I'm just saying that I want to be real with everybody. I want to be real with saying I've been a fitness competitor. Fitness is a huge part of my life. And sometimes you have to play around with things. Sometimes you have to experiment with what's going to work for your body. And right now, this is the only thing that is working for my body. I've had coaches try to say, okay, your maintenance calories are 1,700. Let's bring you down to 1,600 and then we'll slowly climb you. Guess what I did? Gain weight. And I was following the program. I was following what I was supposed to eat. I wasn't cheating. I was doing my workouts. I was doing my cardio. I was doing everything. And it wasn't working. So I decided to say, you know what? I'm going to be extreme. I'm going to put myself in a severe caloric deficit for a short amount of time and see if it works. I've been doing this for the last week, and I'm finally starting to get some of this weight off. Now, when I get to a place where I'm happy, so I think that probably when I get to be about 128, 129, I'm gonna keep myself there for a few weeks, and then I'm going to, probably no more than 2 weeks, and then I'm gonna slowly start increasing my food from there, and I'm gonna slowly start lifting heavy again. Right now, I'm only doing cardio, and I'm doing more volume workouts, lighter weight, higher rep. This brings me to a funny point. Every coach has a different idea of what the right way to do it is, right? Excuse me. Every coach wants to criticize other coaches. Every coach wants to say, oh, he's got that girl doing XYZ. He's got that girl eating blah, blah, blah. Some of the time, some coaches do have girls doing crazy stuff. There is excessive practices going on. I've done this for so long that now I'm able to say, I'm able to tell quickly what's working for my body and what's not working for my body. I'm not new at the fitness game. If you hired a coach, listen to them. Give them every opportunity. There is a learning curve with a coach. There's a learning curve with a nutritionist or whatever level you're at, whoever you're working with. Make sure that you listen to them and then give them an opportunity to switch up the plan. Most likely they'll be able to fix it. So I'm just going to take this time to do what I know is working for my body, and then once I reach that goal, I'm gonna slowly start reintroducing food and pulling back on the cardio, and we'll see what happens. If keeping my cardio in and slowly introducing more food works, then I'll slowly pull back the cardio and see what happens. If I start gaining a bunch of weight real fast, put the cardio back in. It's all about making minor little changes, seeing what happens over a couple weeks span, and then adjusting. That's the main reason I haven't been making videos. I sit there and I look out onto other social media platforms and I see all these other fitness gurus, and it seems like they just maintain this like super lean physique all the time, and it's like, well, only people like that should discuss fitness, right? I think that in my head, what I constitute as somebody that has a right to discuss and help teach others about fitness is kind of has this veil of a competition life over it. It has a veil of what I'm used to seeing on stage. It has a veil of a bodybuilder's lifestyle. And there's so many more facets to fitness than bodybuilding, and I have to get that in my head. And I'm just being completely real with you guys that this is a struggle that a lot of competitors go through. And, you know, I'm not a pro. I've never stepped on the Olympia or Arnold stage. I am not a big fitness competitor. However, I've done 7 shows, I've done 7 preps, and anybody that's been through 1 prep knows that it's hard, and you learn every single time. I've been blessed to be able to be around a lot of really amazing IFBB pros, and a lot of amazing NPC competitors, and a lot of amazing people in other federations like NAMBF and IFPA, and I have a lot of great surroundings within the fitness community here in Omaha. There's a huge community here. And so I've learned so much from so many people. Just can't get that. I need to lift that veil from over my eyes. I need to lift that veil and realize that you started this channel because you wanted to talk to people that weren't competitors and that were competitors. You wanted to talk to people that were 21 and were 40. You wanted to talk to people that do 2-a-day cardio, and you wanted to talk to people that are struggling to find time to fit 30 minutes in because they have 6 kids. I mean, you wanted to talk to a span of people, and so I decided that it's ridiculous for me to be so hard on myself. Let's be honest, right? This is just me being real with you guys, letting you know that everybody goes through struggles. I see so many people on a daily basis on Facebook that are former competitors, current competitors that are so hard on themselves. Like, Throwback Thursday, here's a picture of me on stage. God, wish I still looked like that. Now I'm a roly-poly. You know, I mean, and they look amazing still. Like, I see them every day and they look phenomenal. Making sure that you're, you know, the reason why you compete is there is so important. because you have to, if you don't love the process and if you don't love what happens afterwards, that's more than the 5 minutes you're on stage, right? So you have to love the process of getting on stage, and you have to like enjoy your improvement season as well, or you have to be able to be comfortable with the way you look afterwards. And listen, I get it. It's hard. It's a mental, you know what? I'm totally rambling, but I just feel like recently a lot more people have started to speak out about it. I still think there's a lot of shaming going on within the bodybuilding community. I think that people love to pick on former competitors or people that are in their off season. Oh, they really let themselves go, or blah, blah, blah. Like, we don't have to look like we're on stage 12 months out of the year. And God forbid anybody look at you and say that to you. If you're somebody out there that likes to pick on and make fun of people that are in their off season because they're not as lean as they were on stage, or God forbid they stopped doing bodybuilding, like, they must be a weak individual. They weren't really dedicated, right? Shame on you. For any of you that have been a victim to that, don't listen to them. Just do you and keep on keeping on. And if you feel like in your head that you're doing everything that you can and you feel happy every morning when you wake up, then who gives a rat's? Just keep on going. Moral of the story is that I'm still eating, you know, good healthy foods. I'm still getting all my micros, macros in, still drinking water, still working out, you know, I'm eating enough meals. But right now I kind of had to shock my system, and it's working. So just wanted to give you guys a little bit of piece of what's going on in my head and let you know that every day is not perfect, and that most days aren't perfect, and that you're gonna struggle. And I really want people to know that aren't competitors that if you just started a fitness journey, if you're intimidated when you go to the gym, if you feel like you're not making any progress, you know, just because your progress is slower than somebody else doesn't mean it's not progress. So I encourage you to keep going. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't care what anybody else thinks about you, because they don't have to wake up and look at you in the mirror every day. You do. So you got to do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel accomplished. And for competitors that are struggling with just that mental, just like I said, that film that's over your eyes, that, you know, those competition glasses that we always have on that you see life through, that's not what it's all about. Bodybuilding is amazing, and bodybuilding is so rewarding, and you feel so accomplished, but at the end of the day, it's 5 minutes on stage, and you can't calibrate how you feel about yourself for the rest of the year based on those 5 minutes. Look in the mirror, learn how to love yourself again. Don't be ashamed. Let me be the first to explain to you that I struggle with it too. Everybody does. But I hope these words are just a little bit of encouragement to you to know that what I've got going on in my head, maybe it's what you've got going on in your head. Maybe you can take little bits and pieces, but not everything. And I just hope that you can learn to love yourself and not be ashamed, and be able to tune out everything and just move forward and be you. So, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.